everyone. It's time to do a little bit of a TBR video. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13 books in front of me that I hope to read in the month of July. And I only have 3.5 weeks left. So, better get cracking. Now, the good thing is a lot of these books are quick reads. So, that's why I feel confident. But we'll see. I'm very optimistic with the fact that I read 5 books in a month that I could read more than that. So let's see what I got. The first book that I have here, the first 2 books I just hauled. So I just wanted to put a couple fresh faces on there. The first of which is Electric Idol by Katie Robert. This is a part of her kind of Greek god romance retellings. The first book featured Persephone and Hades. This one features Psyche and Eros. So I'm very excited to see this book, the spice level, all the things. And with Neon Gods being my first read of 2024, I'm going to keep that ball rolling and add this one to my July TBR. The second book, again, little quick read, is The Mark of Athena graphic novel by Rick Riordan. I don't know why I didn't have this yet and why I haven't read it yet, but here it is. I'm going to read it. I'm very excited to get to it and see all the stresses that comes from this book in graphic novel form. The next few books are carryovers from last month, which I never officially did a TBR video, so you don't necessarily know that, but I do. The first of which is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Moraine. This was gonna be like my last read of June, and I just didn't have enough time to start the audiobook. This is gonna be my next audiobook read, and just did not have the time for it. Looking very much forward to getting into a little bit of a witchy read, and see where this book takes me. This month I have a very good spread of historical fiction, fantasy, witchy kind of fae realm vibes, romance, all the things. The next book that I'm still continuing to read is The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. Maybe I'll finish it this month. It's just such a nice book to just like have and like read a chapter here and there when I have time because I know where the story goes. But I really do need to finish it so that I can move on and get to the next book. We'll get there eventually. The next book that I have is The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict. I will definitely get to this month. It is another World War II historical fiction book about a woman who comes to the US and things spiral from there. And yeah, I'm very excited to get to this, as I am for all this. I shouldn't keep saying I'm very excited. I'm very excited to get to everything in this pile. Why else would it be in a TBR video, you know? The next book I have on my list is Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wayne. I've had this on my shelf for, I don't even want to know how long. I've had this on a want to read list for forever, and I've had it on my TBR shelf for a long time. It was a gift from an Alphabeton host 3 or 4 years ago for my birthday, I think. So I'm very excited to finally be getting into this one. Yet another World War II. But hey, that's just kind of my realm. The next book that I have is a sequel to a book that I read like 4 years ago. So hopefully I can remember everything that happened. And that is City of Bastards by Andrew Schwartz. The first one is, I don't remember what the first book is called. Royal Bastards. That's the first book is called. And yeah, I can't wait to get into the sequel because I remember loving the first book and I don't know why it took me this long to get into the second one. The next book is going to be Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is by the same author who writes all the Lunar Chronicle series and all the things. And this one, I believe, is a Alice in Wonderland, Queen of Hearts, retelling. So very I love Marissa Meyer so much. So thrilled to get to the next one. And then the next, I have a couple Rick Riordan books to get to, and that is The Chalice of Gods by Rick Riordan. This is the 6th book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. It takes place, what's confusing is it's the 6th book in that original series. However, it takes place after the Heroes of Olympus. So if you have not read the Heroes of Olympus books, do not read this book, because I've heard that it does mention things, obviously, that happens after the Heroes of Olympus. So there's that. But I'm very excited. I've heard nothing but good things. The second one / 7th book comes out in September, and I need to read this before I get to that so that I can read that one immediately. The next 2 books are Camp Jupiter Classified and The Camp Half-Blood Confidential. These are both kind of work books set in this universe and set kind of after Heroes of Olympus, during Trials of Apollo-ish, so I saved them till the very end when I could just fly right through them and just get through them. The next book on my TBR is my July book club book, and that is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I did not pick this one, but I've also heard phenomenal things, and I've heard that because it's a magical realism sort of book, and I've heard amazing things from somebody that is in our book club who does not like magical realism. She loved this book. So I'm very, very excited, because the last time we read a magical realism book, none of us liked it. So I'm very excited to see what this one entails. I think I've said I'm very excited for every single book. Whoops. And then the last book of these 13 books is One Less Problem Without You by Beth Harbison. This is a romance book, I believe. And it's about 3 women who, are in different things. And I have no idea really what else it's about. I got it as like a mystery thing, and it was classified as a romance, and it's 3 sisters, 3 tropes, 1 roller coaster. That's all I had. I'm excited to see what this book entails. I'm excited for every book, apparently. It's just the way it is. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. That is 13 books, hopefully, to read in July, which means I'm already behind. We will see how many I finish. I have high hopes because I had such a good reading month in June. This summer is all about mental health, getting my life back together, figuring out what I want to do in the future, and hoping that life works itself out. That's all the summer's about. And reading is part of that. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video soon. Goodbye!